What is up, guys? MSD here, back with another video on Marvel Contest of Champions. Today I have another awesome video for you guys. It is another Luke Cage solo in the Abyss of Legends with my girl She-Hulk. This time's a little different. A few things to note about this solo. It is not as clean as my first solo. I did this kind of on a whim. I was trying to get some more content out for you guys, so I just kind of hopped into Abyss and tried to get the solo done on the first try. Fortunately, I did. I did lose a majority of my health, but it's not the biggest deal because the solo was achieved in the end, so that's really all that matters. But anyway, the main part of this video is the synergy that I had equipped with She-Hulk, Mr. Fantastic. So, Mr. Fantastic allows science and tech champions, allowing that you have the synergy on the team, which is She-Hulk and a few other characters, to deal a passive power sting when they apply a debuff can stack up to 3 times, and it is 60% of their current attack. Scales with boosts and furies and any modification of attack whatsoever. That means when you use She-Hulk and you build up her furies, that power sting damage is going to go through the roof. So this is really the only reason why I won a 5-star Mr. Fantastic for this synergy in particular. I cannot bring Mr. Fantastic into any endgame content because I am restricted, as I only have him as a 3-star champion. And that kind of sucks. So I'm really trying to get Mr. Fantastic out of the dual class crystals. I've already gotten 2 of my 4 top picks from the dual class, Science and Mystic. I'm not going to let you know who the second one is. You'll find out soon. But I'll tell you the first one, that was Longshot. So I'm happy I got Longshot, but the second one was pretty awesome. I'm definitely saying pretty awesome. But back to the video. So Abyss of Legends Luke Cage, arguably the hardest fight in the entirety of the Abyss, just because the counters are limited. You could probably count all of the counters that are reliable on one hand and maybe spare one finger. I was definitely rusty in this fight, as you can clearly see from my inability to land the heavy attack after the light from his special one, but eventually I got the rhythm down. I got back into the swing of things. Just took me a few tries to get back into the rhythm of this fight, because this fight is really just about repetition. You know, repetition is the mother of skill, so if you practice something enough, you'll eventually become fairly good at it, and this is what this fight is. If you plan on using She-Hulk with or without Mr. Fantastic, it can be done without Mr. Fantastic. I have a solo without him. I can put that into the link of the description if you would like to see that. Without Mr. Fantastic, it's relatively the same time. It's just you need more critical hits to increase the to decrease the time, should I say. So the Mr. Fantastic synergy just brings She-Hulk to another level of damage, hitherto undreamt of. Yes, amazing Infinity War quote there, but it truly is a ridiculous increase to her attack when you add the Furies and the Power Sting. Of course, you have to be very belligerent, as you don't want your Furies to fall off, but if you master the She-Hulk gameplay and you successfully land your heavy intercepts and your stand-up intercepts, this fight will melt relatively fast. So in my previous video, I didn't really go over the strategy for this guy, or I only briefly touched on it. In this video, in this solo in particular, I kind of want to get more into the strategy of this fight. So the main thing about Abyss Luke Cage is heavy countering his special one, and there's 2 ways that you can do that. If you get the spacing lined up right there, throw a light attack and then your heavy attack will land. If your spacing is wrong, either do not go for a heavy attack or throw 2 light attacks and then your spacing will be right. But that's really risky because the second light attack gives him almost enough time to fully recover, which means he can't combo into you. You'll see, I believe, soon he may do that to me. I'm not too sure, but eventually he somehow gets a combo in and I lose a majority of my health. I believe it's to an unblockable strike, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Main strategy, as I said before, is getting in your heavy intercepts from the special one. It is the only way that you will reliably apply slow, and it is the only way you can solo this fight with She-Hulk. Heavy intercept from the special one, no exception. There is no other possible way that She-Hulk can solo this fight unless you learn the heavy intercept. It is not that hard to master, but it is very, difficult to practice. Once you finally get it down, it'll feel very simple, very easy to achieve, but it's just practicing until you finally can get it down. Second part of this fight, and I touch on this in the She-Hulk guide, is stand-up intercepting. Again, stand-up intercepting allows for openings where normal intercepts would not usually allow, because you're intercepting the opponent's animation recovery time, which means they don't have any way to possibly attack you when you're going in for the intercept, because your dash was already in motion. Stand-up intercepting is pretty much crucial, but you'll see right here, he clipped me. He did a pounce, and he totally clipped me. That was my bad. I should have caught the spacing issue before it happened, but it's alright because we make a nice recovery, and we're right back in the fight, right back where we were. So this fight is about 6 minutes in, just about, and he is melting pretty fast, but you'll see here, once you get enough power stings on Luke Cage, he will just fall so quickly. You'll see chunks and chunks of his health fall, and it's a really nice thing to watch, because a lot of people hate Luke Cage. If any of you had a keen eye, you'll see that when I threw that heavy attack when Luke Cage was against the wall, the first hit of it whiffed. That's how he hit me. I'm not sure if this is a bug, because I'm seeing a few issues with some characters, specials, and heavies kind of just whiffing randomly. But if it's not a bug, it was my bad on the spacing. If it is a bug, then this is video evidence of its existing. But we're pretty much reaching the end of this fight here. I don't have very much else to say. The main way that you can effectively get this guy down with She-Hulk is practicing the light attack after the special one, or getting the spacing right as right there, where if you do a dash back just at the right time, you actually don't have to use a light attack. You can just go straight for the heavy attack, and as well as practicing stand-up intercepting. Luke Cage is a large champion, which means his Fury duration for She-Hulk, or should I say She-Hulk's Fury duration, is almost at its peak, so you have plenty of time, even if you slip up a little bit, to work around Luke Cage not being as aggressive as you want him to be. So that is all I have for this video. Thank you all so much for watching this insane Abyss of Legends Luke Cage solo with She-Hulk, and I hope to see you all in the next video. Peace.